Hi, this is Don Zico, and I've got another Warhammer battle report for you guys. This one is going to be a little bit different, so let me explain what's going on. Now, you're probably aware that my twin brother, and I play a lot of games of Warhammer against each other, and we have a tournament game coming up. But because this is going to be our first tournament in 8th edition, and we're still don't really have a feel for how to play competitively in the new environment, we're trying to play a series of games to tighten up our lists and get more used to 8th edition, but we wanted to vary it from just Lizardmen versus Dark Elves. And fortunately, we have several other people who keep their armies at our house, so we're going to do a series of games switching off, where one of us will use their army, and the other of us will pick another army from the shelves in our basement and use that. So today it's going to be my brother's Lizardmen against a demon army that I'm going to be commanding. So, going into deployment, the Lizardman player, he's got two units on his right flank. He's got a unit of 2 salamanders, a unit of chameleon skinks kind of deployed up, another unit of 2 salamanders, and then across his center he's going to have a stegodon, a big block of temple guard with his Slan Mage Priest, who's going to be using the Lore of Life, 2 big blocks of about 25 Saurus warriors, another unit of chameleon skinks, and over on his left, he'll have a small skink cohort. Now, we've got some proxying going on in the demon list, so let me explain what that is as I go through the deployment. On my left flank, I'm going to have a unit of 5 Seekers with full command, and they have the banner that will prevent enemy units from using charge reactions other than hold against them, because I figured that would make them extremely useful for getting rid of these annoying skinks. Then next to them, I've got a block of 20 pink horrors with a herald. The herald has forbidden lore and the lore of shadow, so I was hoping to use him to drop some dinosaurs in holes. And next to them, I've got those 5 harpies are actually a unit of 5 flamers of Zinch, which are I remember with fondness from 7th edition. We'll see how they shape up here. Then coming across the center, we got a block of I believe 23 bloodletters with a herald of corn in them, and that herald is my battle standard bearer, and he has the banner of chaos glory, I think it is, that's going to make every demon unit within 12 inches stubborn. Then to their right, I've got a unit of 20 demonettes with a herald, and way on the flank, I've got a unit of 5 flesh hounds and my bloodthirster. And the bloodthirster is the build that everyone knows and loves from 7th edition. He's got obsidian armor, Immortal Fury, and a Firestorm Blade. So he's going to be getting 7 attacks at Strength 7 every round of combat, and he'll always be re-rolling to hit. So he's about as mean as a Bloodthirster ought to be. Now, I don't really have the best idea of how to play with demons, but my game plan going in was to try and replicate what I did in my last game, of hitting his Temple Guard with real nasty units and simultaneously dispelling Flesh to Stone and Earthblood with, by any means necessary. And then having the rest of my army essentially try to tie up his army so that my really heavy hitters will be able to destroy the Temple Guard before he can send something in to rescue them. Now, the plan was foiled a little bit because Lizardmen got first turn, so let's go through that. Now, he's going to start by moving up pretty aggressively on his right flank. He's going to move both of his units of Chameleon Skinks right up in front of my Flamers to shoot at them, and his Salamanders are going to move up to take some pot shots at my Seekers. He's also going to advance across the center, but more slowly, and his left flank is basically going to chill because he wants to stay out of charge reach of my Fleshhounds and my Bloodthirster. So that brings us to the Lizardman's first magic phase. He's going to cast a couple buffs. I don't remember exactly which ones, but it won't really be a big deal, although he does cast Throne of Vines. But the main event in this magic phase is that he's going to cast the Dwellers Below on my pink horror unit. He gets it with irresistible force, so there's just nothing I can do. I rolled quite poorly on the strength tests, and of course that ignores the 4+ ward save that the entire unit has, so he's going to kill something like 60% of them. I'm going to be down to, I think, something like 9 or 10, and not even 9 or 10, and the Herald. So the Horrors are a level 1 mage, and they won't generate a rank bonus or anything anymore. Although, fortunately, he didn't kill the Herald. But, yeah, we're off to a bad start. And shooting's going to continue to trend. He kills 2 of my Seekers with his Salamanders, and his Chameleon Skinks are going to kill 3 of my 5 Flamers. So that hurt. My left flank is looking pretty bad, and that's the end of Lizardmen turn 1. Now on my first turn, I'm going to go ahead and charge my Seekers into his Salamanders on the left flank. They're going to make the charge, and the Salamanders have to hold. I'm going to advance my my infantry blocks, my Bloodletters and my Daemonettes up the center, and more importantly, I'm going to swing my Bloodthirster around and angle it facing inward, so it's on the flank of his blocks, facing right down his line, and hopefully I'll be able to charge pretty much whatever I want next turn. So my magic and shooting are disappointing. I get a pretty poor roll. I don't remember what exactly, and I think I try to cast Flickering Fire and fail or something like that. Then my Flamers are going to kill like 2 Chameleon Skinks with their shooting, which is clearly not going to be enough to keep them alive. And then in close combat, my Seekers are going to, I think, put 1 or 2 wounds on the Salamanders and take none in return, but that's not going to be enough to win. And so they'll win combat, but they won't break the Salamanders. And they'll settle in for a longer fight, and we're on to Lizardmen turn 2. So here's the board at the start of Lizardmen turn 2. I'm missing some pictures on his movement phase, so I'll try and just sum it up real quickly. Essentially, he's going to keep moving his Chameleon Skinks to make sure they're in firing position to kill my Flamers and threaten my Horrors. And he's going to angle his leftmost Saurus block and his Stegodon to try and charge, or at least not get rear charged by my Bloodthirster when in the next turn. Now, he gets another decent magic phase. For one, he's going to, again, cast the Dwellers Below with Irresistible Force, this time on my Daemonettes, and he'll kill something like 1/3 of the unit. And beyond that, he's going to cast Flesh to Stone on his block of Saurus Warriors that's kind of facing my Bloodthirster, and he's going to cast Earthblood on his Temple Guard. So in his shooting phase, his Chameleon Skinks are going to kill the rest of my Flamers and 1 of my Horrors, and then his Salamanders are going to kill a couple of my Bloodletters. And over on the right flank, he's going to get a good volley with his Skink Cohort's Javelins and kill 2 of my Fleshhounds. So again, his shooting is becoming a real problem. And then close combat is just going to be the Seekers against the Salamanders. That's a repeat of the last round of combat. I don't know exactly, but basically not much happens. The Seekers win by 1 and the Salamanders stay put.